Before we get to what's the right shot at the end of this video clip, I want to point out a couple of things that I want us all to be working on. And mostly this is about court positioning as opposed to shot selection. This is Brian Cheney, one of the great senior tennis legends of all time. Serving to the deuce court, serving to Paul Wolf's over on this side, and Brian's just hit a great serve right up the tee, and it's all that Paul can do just to get it back. One thing I'd like to see us do is that when you see, if you're Phil right here and you see Paul getting stretched out, is that you really start thinking about trying to pick off something that's floating back, because when you're this stretched out, your stroke mechanics are not that good, and I think Phil would be the first one to admit that this is really his ball here. This is a high floating ball, and he's got to take advantage of that good first serve by Brian, and it just kind of floats right past Phil. And now Brian's left with a pretty tough low volley. The other thing I would say is that if you're Bill and you can recognize that this is about to happen, and I know that, yeah, I mean, here comes a floater, and you're probably thinking, if you're if you're Bill, that you're probably thinking that Phil's going to pick this off, and yet once it gets by him, right about here, you can really start to recognize. If you're Bill, you can really start to recognize that this is going to be Brian's ball. It's going to be down low. You really want to, at this point, be stepping up inside that service line and maybe looking for something that you can pick off yourself. Brian handles the volley pretty well, kind of floats it backward to see this volley get floated back over here to Paul. And now, court position-wise, I think that one thing is with Bill here, and that I think if you know your partner, and he knows Paul, he's played a lot with Paul. Paul loves to take this forehand and roll it cross court, and I'm hoping that Bill's thinking that, and that he's going to be looking for that with his footwork. And I think what we're going to see here is that he actually ends up going back more. And so again, what I want you thinking about is, if you've got a partner, if you're Bill and you've got a partner who really likes to take that forehand and just kind of work it short cross court, that you guys work together on this shot, where not only do you have your partner who's rolling across court, but if this is you here, is that you're looking for that and you're looking to move up, as opposed to what Bill does here and moves back. Now we've got is, Brian makes a really great stab volley here. It's all he can do just to get to it. I think he's trying to play this a little short, right? He's trying to kind of play a drop volley. He does okay on it, and now we're getting into, what's the right shot. And you can see where these two guys are. You can see where Brian is, and you can see where Phil is, and there's a lot of possible court open here. There's the alley looks open, the middle looks open, a lob over here looks open, a lob back here looks open. Maybe if you're Paul, you try to hold this shot as long as you can, and you get Brian to kind of pinch off the middle, and then you go back with your little roller back here cross court. There's a lot of shot options. If this is you, based on your skill level and your skill set with this forehand, what shot do you want to play here?